a rage room. Have you ever done that? Where you just break shit? I didn't realize how much rage I had to get out.
Welcome back, Austin. You obviously have such a connection to Australia. How does it feel coming back? What were you most looking forward to doing or seeing again?
I wish I could stay longer. I love Australia.
Yeah.
I have such fond memories here. I have so many friends here, so that's obviously something that I want to do first and foremost, and always get a good cup of coffee. Best coffee in the world. Yeah, I wish I had more time to go around. You know, I wish I could go down to Melbourne and go up to the Gold Coast, where I spent a lot of time.
Yeah, I feel like you're a regular. You're an honorary Aussie.
I appreciate you saying that.
What a stacked cast. I was watching it and it was just person after person. What was it like working with all those legends?
I was in awe every day, you know, that amount of talent. And it's hard with this one because every time I mention a few, then I feel like I have to mention everybody, but it's just a stacked cast of so much talent. I mean, Jodie Comer's performance in this is outstanding. Getting to work with her was an amazing experience. I was just struck by her dedication and all the time that she put into her preparation, and then how spontaneous she was on set.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy. I mean, I've idolized him for many years, and he was extraordinary.
Yeah.
And, you know, our Australians, Damon Harriman and Toby Wallace, who I love both of them. And, yeah, the entire cast was incredible.
Did you guys get to hang out much between takes? Did you get up to much like after shooing or in between the takes?
We did a few things. Yeah.
Got any stories for me?
What's one that I haven't talked about? One day we all went go-kart racing together, and at this place where they had three things. You did go-kart racing. Oh, actually four things. There's go-kart racing, there's axe throwing, there was a rage room. Have you ever done that?
Where you like destroy
Where you just
things?
break shit? Yeah.
Very
it's
therapeutic.
incredible. I didn't realize how much rage I had to get out.
That's very bikey of you.
Yeah.
Is it very much like in theme with the movie, I feel?
Yeah, I suppose so, going fast and breaking things, and yeah.
Nice.
That was fun.
Did you give Jodie any tips when it came to the accent?
Oh, I didn't need to give her any tips.
Yeah.
She was on top of it.
Is she incredible?
No, she was amazing. She worked so hard, and she's an amazing dialect coach, Victoria, who they spent many months beforehand getting that. And the interesting thing about her voice in this is it's not a general Chicago accent. When you listen to the actual tapes of Kathy, she has all these contradictions in her vowels, and so it was about she chose to get very specific with that, and you can't tell the difference between the two of them.
She nailed the nuance.
She nailed it.
So good.
It's amazing.
So it's so interesting, because I feel like your role in Elvis really kind of generated that conversation about accents and you know how they kind of stuck for a while. Did you expect that kind of response to it?
No.
It was wild, wasn't it?
No, I just was I was so scared during that time that everybody was going to watch the film and say I sounded nothing like him.
Yeah.
You know, while making the film, you just you have no idea how it's going to turn out, and so I had no idea. I never anticipated that would be part of the conversation afterwards. I find it hilarious.
Yeah. But you're so right. That is the worst case scenario, being like, oh, you know, he didn't do a good job at the accent. It was the opposite. You did too good of a job. You did an excellent job, and I think Jodie did as well. So I just kind of had that connection between the two.
Yeah.
Question: what kind of process did you go through in terms of learning how to ride a motorcycle? Did you already know how before?
I knew a bit. I'd ridden a number of times in my life, but for this, it was different because we were on these old bikes.
Yeah.
So they ride very differently from a new motorcycle.
Yeah, cool.
So I spent a lot of time just getting comfortable with that.
Yeah. That was an element that I really love, because I'm a fan of like vintage cars and seeing the Chevs and all that. Like,
what would be your dream car?
Probably. There's a 57 Chev that's in it, and it's kind of like a turquoisey aqua color, and my dad had one growing up, and so...
Really? In that color?
In that exact color, yeah. He had it imported over from the States, so it just reminds me of my childhood, and seeing that in the movie, I was just like, they nailed it. The props, the setting, the whole thing, like you really felt like you were...
And he drove that here in Sydney?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had it imported over, and what was interesting was the steering wheel was still on
the left-hand side.
Right, so that would kind of trip people up as he was driving, but it was legally fine.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Cool
Yeah,
awesome.
he was pretty cool. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
So cool.
What do you hope is the main takeaway from this film?
You know, with that question, I have a hard time because I don't know. In a way, I don't want to impose that on anyone. For me, really, it's as simple as I think it's a great film, and I hope people really like it. You know, there's many themes throughout it, but I'm more interested in seeing what people's reaction is and what they think. You know, what they think happens after that ending.
Yeah.
Like what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, and I guess the love of motorcycles and that feeling. And I hope it immerses people in that world and that they feel as exhilarated with it as I feel, I guess.
But it had a lot of soul to it. It had a lot of heart. It had a lot of soul. It showed, you know, that bikie gangs aren't just about riding bikes and looking tough. It's about camaraderie and you know, being part of a gang, but in a way of like, you know, having brothers for life kind of thing. I really enjoyed it. It was more like soulful than I was expecting. I thought it would be more action than soul, but yeah. And I loved it.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you have any plans for the rest of the time while you're in Australia?
Man, I don't have much more time here. I wish that I could take a road trip or something. I went to a great restaurant last night. I forget what it's called, but it was one of the best meals I've had in a long time. That's the thing about Australia, is that your culinary scene, the food here is genuinely, I mean, besides the coffee being the best, it's the food is the greatest.
So it's a huge compliment, I'll take that.
Absolutely.
on behalf of Australia. Anyway,
yeah.
thank you so much, Austin.
You get credit for all of that.
It's all me. Thank you so much, Austin. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.